What's going on, guys? It's Diver, and today we're taking a look at the best class setup for the AUG submachine gun. The AUG submachine gun is already unlocked for you by the time you get level 1, fresh start in the multiplayer, so what better weapon to use for newer players than the AUG submachine gun? I myself still use the AUG, it's still super reliable and wins me a lot of gunfights. So I have two class setups to show you today, first one being more of a rushing class, and the second one being more of a sit back class and kind of pick people off as they go to the objective or just casually stay a little bit farther back. Starting with the rush class. You're going to use a muzzle brake, a 407mm lightweight barrel, a tack laser, the F-Tac ultralight hollow stock, and stippled grip tape. Now when it comes to recoil stabilization and recoil control, you'll see it a lot in this game between the muzzle brake and the compensator, and a lot of the attachments actually have negative effects to both of these categories. Now recoil control in this game is your up and down recoil, and the recoil stabilization is your left and right recoil. So muzzle brake and compensator both are really important, and in the beginning of the game I really didn't think so myself, but after playing for a while I really felt the difference when I used these two muzzle attachments. The reason we use the muzzle brake on the close quarters class is because a lot of the times the enemy up close quarters is going to be going left and right on you to try to throw you off and make you miss shots. Now if you have recoil stabilization a little bit higher, you're going to be a little more accurate because your gun's not wanting to help them. Their objective is to make you miss shots, and left and right recoil helps them out a lot. So if you can minimize that, you put yourself in a big advantage. The 407mm lightweight barrel definitely adds damage range and bullet velocity, and it says the aim down sight speed goes down a little bit, but it's not too noticeable, especially when it comes to the other attachments we put on. One of the attachments being the tack laser. It definitely increases your aim down sight speed, and you can definitely feel it when you're using it. So the tack laser is pretty useful. When it comes to the stock, we use the F-Tac ultralight hollow. The reason for that is being your aim walking movement speed. You want to give yourself the big advantage of the opponent by already have your sights up, especially when walking around corners. So having your aim walking speed be a little faster makes it a little less predictable, and you can move a lot faster in and out of cover while keeping your sights up on the enemy. Now the stippled grip tape is self-explanatory. Like I said, we want to have a big advantage over our opponents, so having that aim down sight speed and especially the sprint to fire speed be a little bit higher than the opponents hopefully, then we're going to definitely get shots on first, and odds are win the gunfight. This class setup is really useful, like I said, if you're going to play objective games, and especially be in the hard point, capturing domination flags, or being in the headquarters. When you're close quarters combat, this is definitely a weapon you're going to want. Moving on to the next class is more of a sit back and kind of pick people off as they go into the objective, or it's one of those sit back and not be as too aggressive. You're going to start out with the 407mm extended barrel, the Forged Tac CQB stock, the Merc foregrip, the 5.56 NATO 30 round magazines, and the stipple grip tape. Now keep in mind, like I said, this is more or less you trying to sit back a little farther and pick people off. So adding the normal extended barrel gives you a lot more recoil control. The heavier the barrel, the more recoil control you'll have. But the downside of that is your aim down sight speed. This extended barrel also increases your damage range and bullet velocity, which will help you win a lot more gunfights. But to make up for that aim down sight speed, we like to use the stipple grip tape, which also makes up for the sprint to fire speed. Adding that barrel and the stipple grip tape already gives your mobility more than what it normally is. I like to use the stipple grip tape just in case someone pushes me or forces me into a close quarters gunfight that I have somewhat of an advantage or I have a chance. When it comes to the magazine, the ammunition rather, 5.56 is definitely the choice. This is the round used in the M4 and many other American made weapons in this game and in real life. But putting this attachment onto your weapon definitely increases damage and your range, you can definitely tell. Now this does reduce your aiming recoil control, but that barrel we put on definitely makes up for it. Now the Merc foregrip also makes up for that recoil control loss and your hip fire accuracy. We won't be doing a whole lot with hip firing, especially because you're supposed to be a little bit farther out of the play, but sometimes you do have to get up into the opponent's face just to get maybe that extra kill or secure a hard point, a domination flag, etc., or just capture the objective overall. Now you might be looking at the Merc foregrip cons and seeing your aim walking movement speed go down and your aim down sight speed go down. But this is pretty much negligible and the frame rate difference is almost non-existent. Very little frame rate difference when it comes to having this on your weapon and off your weapon, so it's definitely at your advantage to use this. So that does it for the AUG submachine gun. These are the two best classes I recommend. You can still play around and add your own different flares. I don't really think this needs any kind of optic on it. I think the iron sights are pretty good. They don't obscure your vision too much, and you can see your enemy clearly when you're shooting at them. So tell me what you think about these class setups. Hopefully you can try them out and tell me what you think if you did try them out, if you want to come back and let me know. But if not, remember to give the video a big thumbs up. Remember to go check out the channel. If you like the content, click that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. But above all else, have a nice day. Peace.